I am Daniela Marino. We are bioengineering human skin on demand to help patients which must or want to undergo a skin surgery. You can think of burns or skin cancer or scars or trauma. And it's an innovation which is extremely needed because these patients are treated with a very inefficient standard of care, and they develop scars which are with them forever and gives them a lot of distress and very, very poor quality of life. The entire global market at the moment is estimated around $40 billion, and we could really be the first ones on the market with a product which is unique. So we have the chance to really conquer a large piece of that in at least the Western world for now. But we have expansion projects beyond Europe and US. So a lot of interesting markets are also in Latin America, for example, or in the APAC region. I think it's the best place to start a company in this sector because Europe is really strong in cell and tissue therapy, and Switzerland is a perfect incubator because you have a lot of startups and a lot of good universities, a lot of talents you can access, and a very strong startup ecosystem. So I got a lot of support when I started, and I'm a biotechnology, so I needed that support. And when I look into the market, I mean, the market in Europe in surgery and specifically skin surgery is extremely well positioned because we have excellent surgeons in Europe. So I think that for my specific product, Europe is really the perfect nurturing place to start. When I started, I didn't know exactly how to fundraise. So I started talking to people to get some support and some advice, and the classical answer was you need venture capitalists because it's going to be costing you so much money and it's going to take you so much time that if you don't have somebody backing you up with a large pot, it's going to be impossible for you to continue. You're going to get stuck somewhere in one or a second the valley of death, right? And I took that serious. I said, okay, that's what the experts are telling me. I cannot say that it's not true. So I started pitching to all possible VCs. And I came back home with 2 empty bags. One bag had the title too early and the other bag had the title too late. So I was exactly there in a gray zone where I was not a good match for most of the VCs. And I thought I need to find another way. I didn't give up, right? And again, Switzerland offers you many platforms where you can meet private individuals and family offices. And my story is very compelling. You know, we have treated children with big burns. We have done really, really emotional cases too. And I think this was the perfect ignition for our family office, private individual, journey. And now, I mean, after 8 years, I have a cap table, which is almost like an enlarged family. I mean, it's a very interesting way of fundraising, and I'm very proud of that. So when we started 8 years ago, we already had done the first clinical trial. So we already started with a very good bulk of data. And all we are trying to do in the last 8 years is try to increase that data set by doing more trials, treating more patients, getting more information about the quality of the product. And we are manufacturing the product in-house. So it was also developing the process and making it robust and reproducible, hiring the people to make that. I mean, Cutiss is now 55 people. It's a big entity, and this is still ongoing. So we are still not done with the clinical validation. So there is an immediate challenge, which is completing the clinical validation. And the next challenge ahead is now, okay, once the data will show up to be good, for fingers crossed, we need to launch, we need to get the approval. So it's going to be really a Cutiss 2.0 at one point. Okay, we are not doing research and development anymore. Now we have to, get commercial, and that is the fun part, I think. But it's also another gigantic challenge to get on, and I can't wait. That's actually a very relevant question because we are in a very new field. It's tissue therapy, which is part of advanced therapy, and there is not that many companies developing tissues. So you lack this pool of experts which have been somewhere else and now want to, dedicate their consulting or their skills to startups. So it's hard to find people which have the right amount of expertise, but also the right mindset to join still a startup. The toughest, let's say, sectors are for sure quality, for example. Like how do you show that the product has, the perfect quality, because there is no real markers yet around, so we have to define that. And also to run clinical trials. I mean, it's not so easy to find the perfect expertise because nobody's really run a trial the way we are doing it. So it's all pretty new, but there is a lot of people that like the field, so it's not so difficult to convince people to come and actually come to us and learn from scratch, even though they've done 10 years in other sectors, in pharma, for example. So in that sense, I think people like the field, so we don't have troubles with that, but finding the perfect expertise is tough, very tough. It's gonna be tough and it's not gonna get better. There is always this idea that, yeah, it's gonna be hard this month, but next month. It's gonna be hard this quarter, but next quarter. And I think that is not the right approach. You should just trying to find a way to balance your mental health and your person as a human being throughout the year, not just hoping that it's just a wave and it will go away, because if it doesn't go away, then you're in trouble, and very often it doesn't go away. So trying to find a way to keep up with your energy and with your motivation, because you're gonna need that every day for the next few years.